Alrighty folks, and welcome to my second attempt at recording this video. The first time I did, my game audio was excessively loud, so much that the first time I could not be heard at all. So today we'll be talking about the Emil 1951, in my opinion, one of the best tier 8 heavies. The reason I love this tank so much is that you have this lovely 3-shell autoloader with 310 damage shots, total of 930, 1200 if you can clip out with that HE, which is like a full health SU-130 PM or Scorpion G if you can find that, or a light tank, obviously. You have 10 degrees of gun depression. Your armor is not so usable except against tier 8 mediums and lights when you're fully hulled down, and obviously you have 40 kilometers per hour forwards and a 20 reverse speed, which is awesome. You can see my complete setup up here. This is what I use to 3 market and what I generally play with. I play in tournament with this tank as well. So you can see I have about 20 tournament battles. I was playing in the most recent quick tournament. It works quite well. But generally, you want to play this tank like a support second line heavy. That means you are hiding behind your team. You are using them to get opportunities. But you do not want to be brawling, or you do not want to be the full frontal focus. As we mentioned, the upper hull and the turret are weak but can be useful if fully hull down, but otherwise expect everything to pen you. This tank is all about trades. Take one shot, dish out 930 in return. You can be HE'd easily on the side of the turret. Your side, if people can hit that, this is spaced. But they can hit right here, they can hit right here, they can HE right here. They can HE your whole butt, your whole side of the turret, and people will HE that. This tank has been in the game for a very long time. It's not new and unknown. So our first game, we are on Canal, and immediately I notice the enemy team only has 2 heavies. Enemy team only has 2 heavies. They have 2 meds, 1 light, and 2 TDs. The fight is most likely going to be focused on the med side. So I do not want to commit towards A. Instead, I want to go towards where the B base would be. Obviously, A is that far corner up here. I want to go towards where the B base is and spot for any heavies crossing. Also, you notice that I looked at where my team was going and keeping aware of that. Because that is essential information for what you do, is what your team is doing, and keeping an eye on that minimap. You can see my minimap is very large with the new feature. I like that. But I'm also looking for that late cross on the heavies. You'd be surprised how many people just load in late, or they're just slow as buns and they don't cross quickly. But here now I see that my other 2 heavies have dropped into the dip, kind of leave me unsupported. I don't want to be there anymore. I don't want to get YOLO'd by their heavies. And even as we can see, oh, there it is, there's the late spot. There, Emil 1951 has crossed over on my silencer. I'm not going to be able to help him. I am totally out of position to do that. And there goes our smasher. Yep, you took the unsafe cross, just YOLO the dip. You get stuck in there so easy, it's so hard to get out. You absolutely get mashed with the TDs. But here we have this defender overexposed to shoot our heavies. We're going to go for a track shot. You're going to see that through all of these battles. I am going to consistently go for track shots. That not only gets you assistance, which you can see, but it also holds enemies in place for your clip. Track shots are an essential skill if you want to be a good player in points. So obviously we can see we have the Emil 1951 behind us, but I want to take out this 271 first. I'm looking for shots there C, but actually our silencer is going to make a clutch play here. I'm looking for shots. The Emil starts pulling up behind us. I can put shots into him because he's rushing, but I completely miss both of my shots. This is a complete skill issue on my part. I do manage to back up before the Emil can hit me, but I would have been fine regardless. But this is a complete skill issue on my part, because I should have just aimed for center mass there. But here I'm going to take out this Emil 1951. He is a problem. I do not want him farming my boat with AG. I go for a track, and then a double track, and our silencer comes back and helps me finish him off. W teammate silencer. First of all, he escaped originally instead of just sitting there and fighting, so excellent on him. And second, he came back and helped me finish that guy. Now here, I'm kind of like poked out because I was like, are they gonna rush our meds? And then I'm like, no, they're not. They're not. I'm almost full HP. I'm gonna go throw my HP around and use that to get more damage. I'm only at 2,000 damage here. I need some extra in order to get good mark percentage. So obviously I pinged the silencer, and at this stage of the game, you're just thinking about how to do more damage. Obviously, we already have a kill. That is great. I ping my team. I flank. I like communicating with my team. This is an essential skill. Sometimes there are some games that you would not win unless you can your team. So I just need the shot from the Hori. I don't care. I'm not gonna waste time when I have plenty of HP. And then I'll just shoot the M6 and take him out of the game, and that will be all I get. So that brings us to a grand total of 2,700. We did assist a decent amount of damage, 250 on that Emil, 180 here. We got some damage in. And that is essentially, you were looking for all that XP you can get. Obviously, I'm not even playing on Supremacy. I know some people say to do this, but I don't love doing it. A lot of times, games will end quicker with damage still on the table. Damage or kills still on the table, and especially in a heavy tank, you can oftentimes be just too slow to catch up. So I don't always love doing that. We can see I did top on the team, got 3 kills, 2,700 damage. Those kills are essential. We also went up 1% and got 300 mark XP. So this is like a stock standard game for the Emil 1951. Like, this is what you should be doing, looking for. Obviously, a second class, but this was really easy, simple gameplay where we were aware of our surroundings, aware of who was doing what, and just played chill and punished it and kept our HP. We didn't even need our HP, but if that game had been close, like that's an essential skill. Here we come to our next game on Molendyke. Once again, they only have 2 heavies. On this map, I do not want to go brawl the heavies. Because in that town area, there are very few places that I can drop 3 shots and just completely hide. Everything is relatively close. If those guys want to rush, they can just rush me. And it's not unusual for the TDs or even the meds to all go there as well. So instead, what I want to do is I'm going to take advantage of my good mobility. I want to go med side. I want to help out this XT62 and get some TD cover and essentially brawl their meds, because my armor is effective against those meds using my gun depression. So obviously our T-71 is rushing C. I guess I did switch to Supremacy here. Never mind, I was talking crazy earlier when I said I wasn't playing Supremacy, but I don't remember doing that. So we're gonna pull up here, we see the Magnate. Nothing in town still, nothing in town. This is slightly spooky because this means their heavies could have all pulled up here, but I do see that we have great TD support, so I am not worried about that here. So we see the Y5, we see the T-32. The Magnet is a 1-click. I immediately recognize that, and I want to kill him, even if I take some shots. I want to get that guy out of the game, get a gun out of the game. We were a 3-on-2, now we are instantly a 2-on-2. And I'm going to reload in 10 more seconds. I'm again going to go for the lower HP target. In these games these situations where you don't have the advantage, where your team's not winning, go for those lower HP targets, focus that guy. Make use of the autoloader. I think I could have gone for an AG shell here, but I don't want to. I'll take a kill on him, and this skill issue shot. Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much. But I noticed that our ST-62 is about to die. I see our T-25-2 back there. I'm actually going to type in chat and ask him to come help me out. And this is just super easy, something you can do, like, hey, I see that you're full HP. Come give me some help. Let's kill this T-32. So again, just like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to go for those track shots. And we are already up to 2.2k. And at this point, I just need one more clip. That is all I'm looking for. I want to pull up towards this AMX AC. My first shot, pre-aimed just a little poorly, bounced off his upper plate, just a steep angle there. But I'm going to get two beautiful HE shots right through his side to bring me up to 2,900. Now here, I'm just hoping. Can I get the kill? Can I get the kill? Kills are essential on your 3 marking journey. You want those kills. I try to ram for extra damage, but I don't even do it. And just a premium shell through the upper plate. And that brings us to 94% with 3,104 kills. Quite a good game. This is, I would call, an above average game. Like, this takes a little extra cherry on top, like, but definitely not a crazy game, for sure. But you can see we clearly were top of the team. We did exactly what we were supposed to do, which was support all of the YOLOing and craziness going on in front of us and just farm out. Alright, so we're at 94%. Will we get the mark, or will we crash out, do 750 damage, and lose 4%? Which is always the question with the 3 mark. So I see that we have 4 heavies against us. I had a T25 Proto, which is essentially a heavy, and normally the play is going C here, but genuinely people are incompetent at this game. They just are. Sometimes I'm incompetent too. So I don't want to go to C, which if you lose the far corner of C, you're just done. You're done as a heavy playing over there. You can't get anything accomplished. So instead I want to leverage this tank's clip, and I want to catch people from unexpected angles, use the crossfires in the city, which people generally aren't aware of, and dump and then back behind cover. So this is actually a good situation for me. So we see this forest witch. He's a bit of a tourist. We get one track, but it's not going to give us much assistance. But we dumped the full clip. 958 damage, no damage taken, W trades. Now we are looking for the next clip. This T77 is looking like a snack. He just clipped out on the Charlemagne, who is doing what you should not be doing. Charlemagne pushed into a crossfire. We're going for the track. Track 1. Don't go for another track because he angled towards us. You do not want to shoot the track for no damage unless that is the only thing that's showing. Then sure, go for that assistance. And I make a misplay here. I push forward into a crossfire. Should not have necessarily done this. If the game were closer, I would not have done this. Actually, never mind. I'm not even going to call it a misplay. The game is a steamroll. But of course, we are in a Mil 1951. We are going to get damage regardless. We are just going to clip out this T28 Proto. Then where can we get more damage? Where can we get more damage? I'm thinking right now, if the T28 Proto shoots me one more time, I will be a 1 clip for the Iraq, and we do not want that. Especially if the HE's me, but no, he's not paying any attention. We're going to go towards this Iraq and try and get a little more damage. We already have 2,700 and 673 assistance. That is excellent. That is what you want to see. You want to be getting those kills, getting that assistance. That's all extra damage. Do we get another shot? Yes, we do. That brings us up to 3,093 damage. Which, in a fast sweep game like this, the Emil's ability to do that damage, to dump those shells, and then to move on to the next target is essential. And that game was just a sweep. Another first class, and we get the 3 mark with 313 mark XP. I didn't mention this, but the Emil is... Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's see what it is right now. It is 231 mark XP. I think it was a little higher when I was doing it, maybe like 234, but essentially it's an upper end tier 8 heavy. It's not super high, so this is easily attainable. This is a mark that you can go for if you are an average to slightly above average player and expect to get easily. One more game. We are going to see, this was actually before those three. This was the game directly before those three that I just showed you. And this game is going to show you all of the strengths of the Emil 1 and show all those principles I mentioned. All of that clip and dip, hide behind cover, use your teammates to distract the enemies. Don't brawl, don't be the focus. So I actually want to go towards town here because I know that I can sit behind this piece of cover. And when anyone over pushes C, if my team is losing this C re-engagement, I have lines of fire through here and here and here and there, and can just sit back there safely and clip out and reload. So that's an ideal scenario for me, but my team's not going that way. Especially in a tank with no armor, and it's just a heavy tank. Mobility is good for heavy, but it's not that fast. Like, you don't want to go alone. Do not go alone. Do not go alone because you think your job is to go to heavy side. There are no sides in this game. We named it ourselves. So I have two choices here. I can either try and go shoot what's at B, or I can shoot these meds. But I noticed that, first of all, we lose a med immediately, which means we're immediately losing this engagement. And second of all, our team is pushing towards the meds. If I went for those heavies coming through B, I would be left alone. So we pick up one kill. I know the aiming looks scuffed in this replay, but it's not actually that scuffed. Don't worry. Pick up one kill and 850 damage for a first kill. That's quite good. Now what I'm thinking about right here is backing away from those heavies coming through mid while getting ready to put my next clip in. I am looking for that SU-30. I'm looking for that AMX. The HE clip is what I want, and you can see I switched to it. Oh, Scorpion? Scorpion, you little slow. So we're going to get another shot here. And now I'm actually going to hold this final shell in the clip. I'm not going to just dump and reload. Yes, because exactly. Someone will back up and get exposed. Because though that light and those TDs are pressured. They're not thinking about avoiding me. They're thinking about backing up and escaping. Actually, we're going to see something interesting. Our team is going to start to lose this. So, Type 57 pulled up. He shot, so I feel comfortable pulling up for a shot on him. I do not want to take another, so I pull back. I could snipe at the sides of his turret, but those are small shots. Like I don't want to do that. I don't want to waste my clip taking small shots. Taking small probability of success. That's not worth it. But as you can see, the enemy team is in a bad position here. I want to leverage that position, but I also don't want to rush in. Because if I rush, that means my team rushes, and then all of a sudden I'm getting no damage. You don't want to get those sweeps, but I do want to start picking up kills. So I am going to come in, put 2 into the Tiger, start taking him out. I'm looking for the HE on this score. Can't get a clear shot on him. I'll just take a shot into the Type 57, making him a guaranteed 1 clip for me. It is a 2v2, but our Type 69 is just going to go in. The little YOLO bot. I'm not going to go in. So sorry, brother. I do not want to lose this to a random fire. Or the Scorp AGs me, and then the Type 57 AGs me. That does not sound enjoyable. But the Scorp is a 2-shot with AG. We love to see it. We take him out of the game. Almost 4,000 damage. And we hit 4,000 damage with that shot right there. And this was a very simple game. We let everybody YOLO on ahead of us, rotated to avoid the push, to avoid being the target of the push, and now I just wasted his time. I was a 3-shot or a 2-shot if you really high rolled. But we just put a shot right through his upper plate, which is, we're going to get that close to take the victory. And also notice how we saved our HP I didn't pull up on those heavies in B, didn't stop, only bled a couple of shots before that final engagement, and that allows me to win that final engagement very, very cleanly. And you will notice throughout all of these games, I have kept my HP the whole time. None of these games were particularly close. Even the ones where we did come down to closer endings, I still had lots of HP to spare because I wasn't throwing in the early game. I'm just looking for opportunistic clips. And this is a well-deserved mastery and a high caliber for 4600, 3 kills. A little bit of assistance, I guess, on that Scorpion, maybe? I'm not sure. Actually, let's find out. I bet you it's the Scorp. No, the Tiger too. Oh, because I tracked him. Yep, and the SMV finished him off. Alright, well that has been our final game. If you haven't marked this vehicle or you have it and don't play it, go play it. It is a great tank. If you are a more skilled player, you will really enjoy it. It feels so much more agile and mobile than this tank or pretty much any of the other tier 8 clippers. Obviously you have the Basante. Basante's a little different kind of the tank, being an auto reloader. Obviously you have the T77. The gun handling feels so much better than on the T77. The mobility is better. The armor's not better, but it's just so much more enjoyable to use. People love the T77. People think it's OP. The Emil 1951 is better, especially if you're a good player. What other tier 8 clippers do we have? Do we have the Carnarvon Defender? Again, much better than this tank. This tank is just slow with a small clip and kind of crappy accuracy. And the armor doesn't hold up anyways. Why would you play this? Play the ML9 251. What else do we have? Do we have any other clippers? Yes, we do. We have the IS-3 Defender. This tank, not so slow as Buns. The armor's annoying. The gun is horrible. Yes, you have 400 damage per shot. Don't play it. You'll hit 1 out of your clip. If you're lucky. Don't do that. Don't do that. We used to have the Sama. We don't have the Sama anymore. This tank, the ML951, is so much better than the Sama. Gun handling was so much better. Armor doesn't work either. The Sentinel, kind of an interesting one. Kind of a weird one. I think it's better than the Sentinel. Sentinel only has 7 degrees of ground impression, and the armor's crappy anyways, so why would you play a Sentinel? It's also slow. Don't play a Sentinel. Play the Emil 1951. Yes, I know this thing technically has an autoloader, but if you play it with the autoloader, you are throwing. Do not throw. Play the single shot. It is the way to go. Alright, well that is my case for the Emil 1951. Y'all go mark it. Go mark it. Go enjoy it. And peace out. Maybe I make another one of these. And enjoy your day. Have a nice day. Have a nice afternoon or evening.